American Top 40.
This is Casey Kasem in Hollywood, and now the hit by the young singer-songwriter from Australia who first spoke this lyric as a prayer when his father lay critically ill, and the doctor said he might not recover. Well, it appears the prayer worked. In two ways. First and most important, the artist's father got well again. And the prayer itself wound up in a hit song that topped the charts in Australia a few months ago and is now on the American charts. This week at number 14. Here's a tall, handsome, singing, songwriting, guitar-playing Australian, Rick Springfield.
Speak to the sky whenever things go wrong. Oh, we'll look better from up there.
Second week at number 14, Rick Springfield from Australia with Speak to the Sky.
Hits from coast to coast.
Well, now on American Top 40, we're up to the hit song by a man who took his first shot at stardom in the U.S. 9 years ago as a teen idol and didn't make it. Yet today, he's one of the hottest talents on the charts and on television. His name? Rick Springfield. Rick told us it all started with his first American hit back in 1972. That was a song called Speak to the Sky. Coming off his success in Australia, he was being promoted here as a teen idol, and serious rock music magazines ridiculed his records. He said, quote, "There was no connection between the publicity and the music. Teen idols don't have any musical credibility, and that's what hurt me then. People would say, oh, he's just a teen idol." End of quote. Well, that attitude really got to him, Rick told us. Not only were his follow-up singles to Speak to the Sky not very successful, but his music wasn't being taken very seriously. He was a fallen teen idol and had no musical credibility. So Rick Springfield decided to go into acting. He took classes, worked in the theater, landed small television roles, and after 6 hard years, finally hit the jackpot, playing Dr. Noah Drake on General Hospital. And then Rick returned to the Top 40 his way. His song Jessie's Girl hit number 1 in August. It's still in the countdown, and the follow-up single is currently climbing up the chart. This week, it moves up to number 23. Here's Rick Springfield with I've Done Everything for You.
You've done nothing for me.
Rick Springfield with his second hit song from the LP Working Class Dog. At number 23, moving up 3, I've Done Everything for You. 22 big ones to number 1, and we're counting down.
The hits from coast to coast.
You know, during the rock era, more than a dozen recording artists have hit the Top 40 at least once, and then gone on to have acting roles in a television series. Singers like Bill Hayes, still starring in the soap opera Days of Our Lives, Doris Day in The Doris Day Show, Bing Crosby in The Bing Crosby Show, Della Reese in Chico and the Man, and Connie Stevens in Hawaiian Eye. But unlike the artists I've just named, only one recording artist returned to the Top 40 after establishing himself as an actor in a TV series. He first hit the Top 40 in the early 1970s with a song called Speak to the Sky. Then he went into acting and landed a role as Dr. Noah Drake on the popular TV soap opera General Hospital. Then he returned to the Top 40 last year with a number 1 smash called Jessie's Girl, followed by I've Done Everything for You. His latest pop hit is at number 20 this week. Here's television and Top 40 star Rick Springfield with Love Is Alright Tonight. Rick Springfield on American Top 40 at number 20 again this week, 9th week on the chart with Love Is Alright Tonight. And the countdown continues.
The hits from coast to coast.
Now on American Top 40, we're up to the current hit by pop star Rick Springfield. Now, Rick says he considers himself to be a pretty average guy. He doesn't go for the rock star luxuries and extravagance. But for his 35th birthday on August 23rd, Rick decided to do something out of the ordinary. Something he's always wanted to do just for the heck of it. During his concert tour on the day of his birthday, Rick was in Indianapolis, Indiana, the home of the famous Indy 500 auto race. And the out-of-the-ordinary thing that Rick did was to drive a Porsche Targa around the empty Indy 500 Speedway as fast as he could. Of course, it was with the cooperation of the Speedway management, and they clocked him at a speed of 130 miles an hour. In metric, that's about 210 kilometers per hour. But that wasn't the end of Rick Springfield's birthday celebration. That night, Rick took another ride, much slower, sitting on a large animal. Rick's manager and road crew, as a funny gag, rented an elephant and presented it to him backstage at the concert hall. Rick's first reaction was, "I hope we don't have to fit that onto the tour bus." Then he climbed up on the elephant and took it for a ride. After that, Rick had the more traditional birthday cake and candles, then put on one of his great concerts for his fans. 35-year-old Rick Springfield is in our countdown this week with his current hit. Up 4 notches to number 25. Here's Bop Till You Drop. Rick Springfield and Bop Till You Drop at number 25. 5th week in the countdown, he moves up 4 notches. The countdown continues on American Top 40.
Casey's Coast to Coast.
This is Casey Kasem on American Top 40 in Hollywood. And now we're up to the latest hit by a rock star who had an identity problem that he turned into a hit song. According to the lyric, people that he thinks are his fans have mistaken him for Bruce Springsteen. In his song, this rock star goes to a party and meets a girl. She tells him she loves his music and comes on really strong. Then suddenly, during a passionate moment, she calls him Bruce. In the second verse, it happens again. Our rock star is approached on the street by an avid male fan, and he's talking with the guy. He even mentions his name, but the guy still says, "I thought Born to Run was one of your best, Mr. Springsteen." And who is this rock star whose ego is taking such a beating from Bruce Springsteen fans? Well, he's the Australian-born singer, actor, and musician Rick Springfield. And it's all true, Rick says. A few years back, people kept mistaking him for Bruce Springsteen. So, in the late 70s, Rick wrote and recorded a song about people getting their springs confused. But it wasn't released until now. In the last verse, Rick sings, "My mama called long distance the other day, and as I got off the phone, I swear I heard her say, 'Bye-bye, Bruce.'" Debuting at number 38 this week on American Top 40, here's Rick Springfield and Bruce.
Doctor, doctor, you gotta help me, yeah.
Rick Springfield on American Top 40 at number 38. The song is Bruce from the LP Beautiful Feelings.
American Top 40.
Once a week with AT40, and you know how your favorite songs are doing across the USA. You know, during the rock era, more than a dozen recording artists have hit the top 40 and later had major acting roles in a television series, like singer Bill Hayes, who went on to star for years in the soap opera Days of Our Lives. Doris Day's another in The Doris Day Show, or Connie Stevens in Hawaiian Eye. But unlike the artists I've just named, only one singer has ever hit the top 40, then established himself as an actor in a television series, then hit the top 40 again. This man first hit the top 40 in 1971 with a song called Speak to the Sky. Then he went into acting, and after years of hard work and appearing on various shows, finally landed a role as Dr. Noah Drake on the popular soap opera General Hospital. Then he returned to the top 40 in 1981 with a number 1 smash called Jessie's Girl. Since then, he's had 13 more top 40 hits, and while he hasn't returned to the TV screen, this man has made his debut on the big screen last year in the feature film Hard to Hold. At number 22 on our countdown with his latest hit, here's Australian-born singer, actor, singer Rick Springfield with State of the Heart. State of the Heart from the LP Dao. Rick Springfield, 35 years old, born in Sydney, Australia, and raised in Australia and England. Now he makes his home in Los Angeles. He's at number 22, moving up a notch with State of the Heart.
American Top 40.
Billboard ranks him, and American Top 40 counts him down. Hey Pinky was recorded by Australia's number 1 band of 1970, a 4-man band called The Zoot, Z-O-O-T. Now, their 21-year-old lead singer at the time was credited for a lot of their success. He not only sang, but played guitar, and also wrote the group's biggest songs. So when he left for a solo career in 1971, nobody was surprised to see him hit big around the world with a solo hit, a song that went to number 14 here in the USA, a song called Speak to the Sky. That Australian singer, songwriter, and guitarist went on to become a successful actor on American television. Then, in the 1980s, he returned to the charts with smashes like Jessie's Girl and Don't Talk to Strangers. The man who 15 years ago was a member of the top Australian band The Zoot is today an international solo star. And his current hit is at number 26 this week on American Top 40. Here's Rick Springfield and State of the Heart.
It's just the state of the heart.
The singer, songwriter, and musician born in Sydney, Australia. 35-year-old Rick Springfield from the album Dao at number 26 is State of the Heart. It falls 4 notches. 25 big ones to number 1 as the countdown continues.
Casey